Hello guys, welcome to this presentation about what is cybersecurity capture the flag. I will be your speaker for this day, would it be a morning or an afternoon or an evening. So my name is Orlando Richie Natonton and my nickname as an ethical hacker is Merlin Triple K. So what we're going to talk about is initially why are we going to train for cybersecurity other than just take the subjects that you have in your curriculum on whatever field you have, especially on BS, information technology, as well as computer science? What are the some current scenarios or trainings when you want to go to cybersecurity? What are cybersecurity trainings and why do we have this training in relation to CTFs? So does a CTF training help us learn more about cybersecurity? Then we will also talk about some CTF and skills training for PICO CTF. And of course, just recently we launched the UrianCTF Cybersecurity League CTF quals or first qualification this year. And some CTF time and events can be local, national, or even global competition. So why are we going to train for cybersecurity? According to Forbes, cybersecurity professionals with cloud security skills can gain around $15,000 salaries premium by capitalizing on strong market demand for the skills in 2021. Imagine this was 2021, most especially when we had the lockdown and most all of us were online. And if you notice, there has been an increase of cyber attacks, cyber threats. Thus, the very need to have people who are also um, enthusiastic and eager enough to help and defend their own country. And of course, in reference to the Bureau of Labor Statistics in America, so there's really a high demand and there's even a medium pay of a cybersecurity expert as well as some requirements like just bachelor's degree. In Fortune Education, Fortune magazine, companies are desperate for cybersecurity workers. More than 700K positions needs to be filled out. Actually, there are talks that there's no demand, according to some. But if you look at the trends, how many in your school actually talk about cybersecurity? How many in your school, in your academic institutions, have clubs or associations or leagues that train students and even professionals how to defend even their own websites, even their local networks? So why train for cybersecurity? Again, in Job Street, you would find so many uh, job openings for cybersecurity, like in Trend Micro here, Emerson, SVG, SGV, and of course Prince. They're looking for information security analyst. So what are the current trainings in the cybersecurity field? Right now, there's been an intensive online and even offline sharing of experiences, training of teachers by DICT, and some other government agencies who are interested in improving their cybersecurity awareness. Even UP online, University of the Philippines online education, they have some short courses. Even here, there's a presentation on InfoTeach on cybersecurity. Actually, this was 2020. I think there are new trainings now online related to cybersecurity, which most of the academic institutions are already doing. Okay, so now let me journey you on a curriculum of a computer science or even a BSIT, where it is regulated by CHED Memorandum 25 series of 2015. So this CMO regulates how the computer science and how the BSIT program, even BSICS or information systems, are regulated by CHED. Let's try to point out in their curriculum what subject or subjects are they talking about cybersecurity. Do they have a subject about cybersecurity awareness? Do they have hands-on on vulnerability testing, on pen testing? So here we have in BSIT, there is a Junior of Information Security Administrator. This is one of the primary roles in BSIT. Of course, there is also a Information Assurance and Security. And in relation to subject in computer science, a curriculum in computer science should have this subject, which is Information Assurance and Security. So this is one subject where probably computer science students and professors talk about cybersecurity, attacks, vulnerability testing. Probably there is a laboratory in relation to this since this is 2.0. This could probably be 3 hours lab, lecture and laboratory. And BSIT program, they have two, Information Assurance and Security 1 and Security 2. So probably some lecture and laboratory hands-on. So in some informal education in cybersecurity, even in America, this 12-year-old is a cybersecurity expert who knows what are some attacks. And of course, in order for you to defend your system, you need to know how an attacker attacks so that you can try to simulate if your system uh, can be protected if such attack would happen. Also, in another news, there's this 13-year-old boy who hacked into his school systems and he was just testing if it was weak or not. So imagine some informal education. They don't have BSIT or BS ComSci formal education, formal subject, and yet they are somewhat really experts in this field. In our scenario in the Philippines, I observed that some kids, even some computer centers or PisoNet centers, there are some people there, some kids or teenagers who can even self-educate. But most of them, they are interested in like doing a keylogger. So there are so many things that's happening in the off the grid in education system. You cannot monitor them. You don't even know when you go inside a PisoNet if the computer that you're using has already a keylogger installed and another, just a very young hacker is able to get information from you. So what do we want to do? We want to make this happen that from the possibility that teenagers or kids exploring this field in cybersecurity uh, in being not able to be told that there's another way. If you want to be a hacker, there's another way to be a hacker at the same time legal. So there is a legal way how to become a hacker. Of course, you're very curious on how things work and you want to test systems if they're vulnerable or not. But there are ways to do it which are legal, of course, and you will not be imprisoned with the RA 10175 or the cybercrime law. And that's one of the legal ways is, of course, joining capture the flag competitions, bug bounty, and pen testing. Of course, there are some contracts that you're going to sign or you're going to agree upon scope on which of the system you're just going to test. So why should you consider playing CTF? Of course, there are several possible ways to keep up to date on the latest tools, trends, developments, and one way that you can improve your cybersecurity skills, especially on hands-on, would be to join Capture the Flag events. So it could be in your school, it could be either if it's online, it's possibly an international or global event. So what I have experienced last 2021 and also recently, so I also conducted some very simple capture the flag using a digital ocean platform. So I just used Ubuntu as a server. And right now, I created UrianCTF with having 10 challenges. I hope those who joined, you're able to uh, think harder on how to solve the problem, how to solve to get the flag. So here are some types of CTFs. So technically, there are, in my experience, I've just experienced two of them: the Jeopardy and Attack Defense. Maybe there was one time that I we had the mixed style, which is a combination of Jeopardy and Attack Defense. Um, Jeopardy is much more, if you will, it's more easier because what I created now as a CTF are more on the Jeopardy style. There are some challenges like open source intelligence, OSINT, probably some cryptology, cryptography, web attacks, and what are given in Jeopardy attacks. So one of the training areas that I found out online training on CTF would be Pico CTF from Carnegie Mellon. So I would advise you to first try to register here, sign up in Pico CTF, and try some of the exercises or the challenges that are here. So some of the challenges is this obedient cat. So you're given a flag or you're given a file, and in that file you're just going to see if you can open the file. And of course, when you open the file, it looks like a text file. Then you're given a string of words, probably some numbers and some special characters. And then when you get it, you just input it in the window, and then you click submit flag, and it gives you a certain point. So that's how technically Jeopardy style of CTF happens. So there are a lot of challenges here in the Jeopardy style of CTF, like in cryptography, forensics, general skills. The general skills normally fall in miscellaneous or MISC. So here are some examples of the Orion Cybersecurity CTF quals. So it's from September 28 to October 15. So more or less 3 months time. And of course, I just placed there a very simple prize. If the grand winner, the first one who can complete, have the highest points, would receive 100 pesos from me. So these are sample challenges that I created. Um, and of course, normally, if you join a CTF, typically the most easiest part is the sanity check, where you're given a flag right away, just there and then, and just highlight it and copy it and paste it. This one is on a web. This is a web challenge that I created in Spec 1, where you're going to need to go to a certain website, and it's either you try to look for a link using the view source code, or probably there's already a flag right away there if you open the website and view the source code. In some challenges that I've experienced, when you open the website, there's a link there. There's a hidden link where you'll be redirected to another web page. And of course, the CTF time. So almost all of the hackers here, probably some malicious hackers. So I'm not sure if there are some teams who are also that, because this is free for all. All of the hackers in the world join this. Either they are academic in nature, like the Orion Cybersecurity League, or it could be non-academic, like in my case, the Maharlika CTF team. So actually, there are three stages to improve your cybersecurity skills, especially on the hands-on, on the technical part. Because if you talk about cybersecurity, in my sense, there are two areas. One is the awareness part, awareness area, where yeah, you gotta know that this is how hackers attack. This is how you defend it. This is just what you're going to do in your password. So don't just choose 4 letters. You have to have combinations. And then there are so many trainings about awareness. So the focus is awareness on how attackers attack a specific platform and what happens when you click a link. So those things are on the awareness part on the area. And the other part is your skills upgrade. If you are a cybersecurity enthusiast or you're a cybersecurity pen tester, penetration tester, where you are going to have a contract with a specific company, then you are allowed to attack specific areas. You're allowed to test if their personnel, their hardware, the software are secured given specific standards. And at the same time, also when you harness your skills from pen testing, is also bug bounty. So HackerOne is one, BugCrowd is another platform that there are some programs there that you can uh, enter into some programs, and of course you can hack, and then when you hack and you find a weakness point, you report it to the specific company as a bug, then you are paid as with a reward, of course. But of course, before you can do all those things, those skills, you need to improve your skills. And this is the part wherein you need to train. So train yourself. And these are just simple examples, like Hack the Box is one, Try Hack Me is one, and of course, Pico CTF will help you critically think. And of course, if there's a local competition like the one that we opened now, the Orient Cybersecurity League CTF quals, so try to join if you are already enrolled in the university or even if you're an alumni. And of course, if you think that you would like to go globally, then you can join a team and compete internationally through CTF time. And probably when you hone already your skills, you know already what to do if these vulnerabilities are happening in your system. Because typically when you train for cybersecurity, it's not automatic right away when you're a ComSci graduate, then you become a cybersecurity expert at that point. No, probably most of you would try to interview who are in the cybersecurity field, took time after their graduation to have some trainings, and there is no Pico CTF, there was no Try Hack Me, there was no Hack the Box. Most of the experts were like, initially, some of them probably were hackers who were caught and who probably were employed in NBI or FBI. And there was no venue where you can test your skills legally. So this time there's so many areas that you can venture and improve your skills as a cybersecurity uh, practitioner, if you will. So if you think you're ready, then you can try to apply for these positions as an information security analyst. And this short of few slides is about HackerOne, which I registered before, but I didn't have time to really focus on specific program for me to submit some bugs. So this is my profile in HackerOne. And these are some companies that need hacking. And of course, there are some constraints, there are some scope where you need to abide by the scope while you're going to report. Here are some hackers in HackerOne. Of course, there's Mike Myers. Some of those here are difficult to identify because you know naman, this is the hacking world, and probably some of them are just don't want to reveal their identity just in case. But of course, they have some reputations which they are awarded because of their reports of a specific bug. So these are some activities. If you are familiar with this symbol, Reddit. So ayan, um, meron silang mga activities that you can try to enroll. Meron din sa cross-site scripting, ayan, no? And PlayStation here. Sony PlayStation is here. So here are some in-scopes that you're allowed to test that domain, to test that specific site only. So some here are the reference, and of course, keep on learning, hack legally, have fun, and thanks for listening in this YouTube video. I hope to see you physically and hope we can have a hacking sessions through Capture the Flag contest. Bye for now.